What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like Elle Duncan has funked herself back in the headlines. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way to ESPN. Let's get it. Let's go. Now, we know there has been recent firings along the WNBA media, and I'm here to tell you many fans has definitely been pointing fingers at who they want to see fired next. Natalie Esquire and Elle Duncan, quite frankly, at the head of the line, man. Many people has been criticizing Elle Duncan for the last year and a half in regards to her takes on Caitlin Clark. I've been trying to stay away from Elle Duncan because I think she's playing into this because we all remember Elle Duncan used to be a Caitlin Clark supporter, bro. Like, I believe once Elle Duncan went in on Cheryl Seuss, had that behind the scenes meeting, I believe things have been looking spooky for her ever since. So I believe her takes are manufactured. I don't believe Elle Duncan takes about Caitlin Clark, like her bashing Caitlin or her disagreeing with what media saying and stuff like that, is real. I believe Elle Duncan is a real Caitlin Clark supporter, but I believe her job will not allow her to be a real Caitlin Clark supporter. But it looked like she is definitely back in the headlines, man, based off this article that has been released early this morning by Essential Sports. Let's pull it up right now. Been reported that calls mount against ESPN analyst Elle Duncan as she is upset with Caitlin Clark being WNBA's center of gravity. Yes, bruh. So just like I told y'all, Elle Duncan been having these weird takes about Caitlin Clark for the last couple months, man. And I'm telling you right now, we all got to pay attention to what is going on. Elle Duncan is being programmed to say these things, bro. We got to remember Elle Duncan the last year doing Caitlin Clark big rise to fame when she took over the W, bro. She was one of the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark after she went in on Cheryl Seuss, bro. And Cheryl Seuss picked up the phone and called her. It ain't been looking good for Elle Duncan, bro. We gotta pay attention to the signs, dog. Last year in if your team didn't make the playoffs today, must feel like forever since you saw your favorite hooping right now. Well, we're almost back to the start of the 2025 WNBA tip-off. It is set to take place on May the 16th. And this season is shaping up to be something special. After the madness that was the 2024 year, this year might just take the crown. The biggest headline is Caitlin Clark, obviously, the MVP buzz and stacked Indiana Fever squad. The possibility of a title run, they need to say more. Now, it could be that way. The Golden Goose of WNBA has pulled a crown out like nobody else. The explosion to social media numbers, the jam-packed arenas, and TV ratings, you will be right to bet that more than half of the new fans are riding with Caitlin Clark, and that is a fact, bro. And quite frankly, it is a lot of new fans, bro. Don't try to sugarcoat this like it ain't that many, bro. Majority of these fans is powering the WNBA with viewership, merchandise sales, and etc. Caitlin Clark's stardom, and it just jump started this league. Whether it's her logo threes, slick passes, or just the buzz she brings, she got people watching. Whoever thought about WNBA who's before, well, guess what? Not everyone is throwing confetti. ESPN analyst Elle Duncan has some very strong words about those fans. The worst part of it all is the new fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth, she stated. Now, it goes on to say, Elle Duncan added, "You're right. There has never been more viewership because of Caitlin Clark. There's never been more attention. You're right. But you know what? That was in the WNBA last year and years prior. There was other storylines. There was joy. There was talk of competition. There was talk of what was actually happening on the court. So similar to everybody else, um, other content creators talking about leaving it in basketball. You're not going to get the viewership if you leave it basketball. Drama sells, bro. And Caitlin Clark comes with drama, just like any other damn sport league comes with drama, bro. Look at what's happening right now with the NFL and Shador. Drama, bro. Drama drives up ratings. Elle Duncan, let's not look at last year's record-breaking numbers. We're expecting fans to drop off. Now, this was from Ken Swift, which Ken Swift is definitely making himself known in the community, man. Let's check out this right here.
And that's the worst part of all this is the new fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth. You are right. You are right, new fans. There has never been more viewership because of Caitlin Clark. There's never been more attention. They're doing 40 minutes on First Take about Caitlin Clark. They never did that before, as Monica McNutt called out. You're right. But you know what there was in the WNBA last year and the years prior? There was other storylines. There was joy. There was talk of competition. There was talk of what was actually happening on the court.
Now, that is one clip there. Now, Elle Duncan did recently make another clip this morning in regards to Caitlin Clark actually winning MVP. Shout out to Ken Swift because he's on it yet again. He uploaded this clip early this morning. Let's pull it up right now and head on over to his X account.
We're going to run the tape and see if you were right.
Perfect.
7 months from now in October when all these things are crowned.
Perfect.
I feel like I know where you're going to go with this one. Caitlin Clark will win MVP.
That's a fact. Elle, she was as close to the second best odds to win it last year. And I think after we came out of the All-Star break, she had a couple of games where I think she was sort of an MVP. And this was no disrespect to obviously Asia Wilson or Nafisa Collier, and obviously Wilson, pulled it down the home stretch and got another one. But Caitlin Clark being in that very, very short list of second best odds, third best odds, and I think that's where she actually finished in her rookie season. Yes. New coach, new veteran players. Yes.
To be clear, there was never a time where she was the favorite to win MVP. There was a time after the All-Star break that she made it an interesting conversation because it was a runaway train for Asia.
No, that's cap. Caitlin Clark, after that All-Star break, Caitlin Clark easily became one of the favorites to win. Not the favorite, one of the favorite. It was not a runaway stretch like Ellis saying about Asia Wilson. Caitlin Clark was giving Asia Wilson a run for her money, hence why she came in fourth with the voting, bro, because Caitlin Clark was high on her trails, and to be quite frankly, she shouldn't have even been fourth. She should have been second or third with the amount of attention Caitlin Clark garnered during that time.
For Asia Wilson the entire season.
I disagree.
Post All-Star break, I mean, Nafisa Collier is the one that finished second, but it became more interesting. It's like when, Jokic is the undisputed guy, and then all of a sudden you see a guy like put together a really great half of the year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year. So then all of a sudden the conversation becomes more interesting. But like they took the odds down. I mean, it was Asia Wilson's to lose. But I will say, a couple of things. Do I expect Asia Wilson to be Asia Wilson again this year? Yes. But I also know there is such a thing as voter fatigue. They don't like giving anybody MVP 3 times in a row. They barely like to do it 2 times in a row, let alone 3 times in a row. I just don't see it simply because of voter fatigue. Like it just is what it is. I also think that Caitlin was putting it together in such a way last year. They're only going to get better. And now they've got a full off season together. I could 100% see this happen.
Now she's talking about she can 100% see this happening. Oh, Duncan be so flip-flop, man. Like, oh boy, it ain't even serious, bro. It ain't even funny. She be so flip-flop, bro. This is ridiculous. Let's check out what some of these comments got to say about Elle Duncan, man. And my goodness, it is a lot. Somebody said, Kent, is there any way to report this to the WNBA? I am sure at this point she is doing it for clicks. Report it to the WNBA. Somebody said ESPN is fascinating. is facilitating all this. I just said that ESPN is facilitating all of this because Elle Duncan was one of the biggest Caitlin Clark supporters last year, man. Somebody said unpopular opinion, but she sounds more knowledgeable than he does. I think the comments are interfering some site that's not true. Somebody else said Elle Duncan yet again proving why we need better sports analysts in the women's basketball space. They say AJ Wilson earned her MVP, even when all these reporters constantly said she would unanimously even before the season started. But if Caitlin Clark wins it, consolidation prize not even earned. Elle Duncan is a full-blown hater. I feel like Elle Duncan is a manufactured full-blown hater. Like, bro, we got to look at how Elle Duncan transitioned, which I might do a video about that. The rise and fall of Elle Duncan, because at this point that has simply been what it's come to. I want to know you guys' thoughts down in the comments section about Elle Duncan. Do you guys think she should be let go by ESPN for pushing a crazy, nasty narrative about Caitlin Clark? Get down in the comment section right now. Let me know. Keep them bills on, because you know what? I'm gonna bring you the news. And until next time, man. Shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out. Shake the haters off.